There's Chad.
Andy was sort
Ooh.
Oh man, the light's all fucked again.
Blackface?
Not blackface. Come on, man. It's 2000 something.
From here you are.
I'm gonna go this angle then.
There you go. Look at that.
You checked your camera before we start?
No, I just set everything up.
I knew the answer. I was just trying to let everyone else know.
No, this thing's all Jimmy fucked.
Welcome to Issues with Andy, everybody. It's good every once in a while we get back to the way it started. And instead of it being me, whose equipment's all fucked,
Ooh.
it's somebody else.
Oh, Chad's away. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's be all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's tackle Andy's situation first. Stand by, Chad.
Yeah.
Getting close, man.
It looks good there, man. It looks very green. You've been doing some gardening.
Just a little more this way.
Looks like he's got some kind of a pop-up. He's got a pop-up tent like
plant right there, man.
Like they have at the swap meet.
Yeah.
10 by 10.
Like he's selling old belt buckles.
Yeah. He's certainly not selling belts, or he's
Hot
sold
Wheels.
out. Sold them all, even the one I was wearing.
Belts are the 3 booths down.
All right.
Hey, man.
Fucking head down there.
Try this again.
Yeah, I was going to call it sacred. We start a few minutes late, but anyway.
Looks good, buddy.
All right, Chad. Let's go to Chad now. Caller, you're on the
Chad.
line.
Hey, guys.
I'm trying something out here. I can't see. I can only see Erickson.
Yeah, I think what happens is when the connection's bad, it throttles down to less pictures, and it'll freeze.
Yeah.
How much
Which
weight
isn't
are you?
Great.
How much weight are you? Yeah, and look at Erickson and Shank are both looking more and more like their big Jim figurine. Chaille had something weird going on with his pants in that one. I don't know. He didn't.
I think it was coveralls.
Yeah, you didn't present Big Jim-esque. Those dudes are about form fit and slim fit shit.
Well, you need one guy to work on the cars. He's not working on his abs.
Everybody else is out there doing crunches. Shaylee's changing the carburetor on the van so we can get to the next workout.
This belt's loose. We're not going to get to San Francisco this way, guys.
We're going to miss the big weight-a-thon.
Yeah, the big weigh-in.
I want to hear about
the weigh-in.
Do I sound any better now, or do I sound worse?
You sound all right.
Or do I sound the same? I just hooked up to this headphone microphone. All right.
Yeah, that's probably
I just didn't know
better
which was better. Yeah, I might live here in Globe for a while now.
Yeah. Where are you?
My in Globe, Arizona. My grandparents' house got hit by a flood. I don't know, like 4 hours from Bisbee. It's where I grew up.
Yeah. Central.
But there was a big fire here. There was like Central Arizona. There was a big fire here in the last couple months. And now when the monsoons hit the other day, the whole fucking mountainside came down and hit my grandparents' house. And we've been shoveling mud out of the living room all day today. When I left just a few minutes ago, we were shoveling the dining room out. And it's a fucking nightmare. High water mark was about 2.5 feet.
Have you? It's like Hoarders, only like more extreme. It's like digging through shit to find a prize or two.
Mud.
Yeah, all my possessions.
Well, when we first got there, it went in their house and went through the entire house. So it knocked their dresser over, and my grandpa lost his wallet. And when I got there here yesterday, they had found his wallet outside in the front yard, in the neighbor's front yard. And so the first thing they said was
the mudslide. Sorry. Jeff.
So the next thing they tell me was that he has a bank book or one of those bank envelopes with like $2,000 in it that's also missing. So everybody's looking all over the yard and everywhere. And this morning while we were shoveling the living room, my wife found it buried in the living room. So it's been a good day so far. Had a few wins.
Where were your grandparents when the mud hit?
They were watching out the back window, out the back, and they said, well, the water's coming up. And the water's come up from before. They live next to a creek, kind of. And the water's come up before. But this time, then all of a sudden, it came up higher. And then their giant barn started moving and floated across the yard. So then it broke through the back door and flooded through the whole house. And they're 88 years old, fucking just hanging on in the kitchen while the flood's raging around them.
Oh
At one point, they went over and opened the front door so that they could let all the water out that was coming in the back door.
That's smart. Because then you won't blow out windows or blow out structure.
Yeah, and if it would have knocked them down, like they both had incidences, when you get to that age, you have incidences where you fall down. They both had those incidences recently. And I'm like, yeah, if you guys would have fell down in that shit, you would have never got back up. It would have just washed you against the wall. I told them we'd be having a different kind of party today.
Man.
Wow, man, that's scary.
Yeah, Chad would have a different attitude about finding the wallet. Oh, there it is. Finders keepers. Grandpa's in a mud bath.
I'm thinking Jenny might get a kick down for finding the money bag. So.
Hell yeah. Nice. Well, that's scary, man.
So I'm exhausted and red-faced and dehydrated. Glad to see you guys.
I'm glad we could give you a little break from it.
Yeah, it's called getting grounded.
Here's the flooded house.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Is that a mark on the door of how high up it was, Chad?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. Holy.
Yeah, I can't. Chaille's the only one I can't see, but I know what picture he has up. So yeah, that's the high water mark was right there.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You don't think if you live in Arizona, you're gonna be flooded. That just doesn't seem like a thing that Arizonans should be worried about.
To be fair,
that's how a lot of people get in trouble. Is because they're like, it's so sunny, look at this. And then like up above in a higher elevation, it's raining. And all of a sudden a flash flood just comes down and wipes out an entire family, which just happened recently. And they were, just started sprinkling where they were. Yeah.
I wouldn't be the one to make too soon things, but I remember one time, it's probably years ago back in a set list, and I probably got scared off at doing it, but it was after a mudslide. And I think Portland, well, it's like when a mudslide happens, it just moves rich people down to meet their neighbors they avoided, something like that. And people were very sensitive. It was at Harvey's, and they were sensitive to the timing of it or whatever, but it was funny. And hey, man, I'm sorry the earth ain't holding up like we hoped. The ocean was, everybody saw the ocean burning. That's pretty fucking
that was wild. Crazy. I saw them spraying water on it. That seemed helpful.
Yeah, that's to get rid of the salt. They test that in the urinalysis. They test for the salt, and the THC or whatever the fuck.
You're mixing up incidents.
Yeah, something like that.
But they got their health. They're 88, so they got a lot of good years left. That's great though. I mean, that fucking could have ended.
Oh man, it could have. And the funny thing is, they're 88, and everybody wants them to go stay somewhere else. Last night they slept in their living room with fucking a foot of mud in it. My grandpa slept in his chair. My grandma slept in her spot on the couch. Fucking comfortable there.
What do they charge for that in Sonoma? They're up there in the, I might get the town wrong. For that state. Sonoma? Anyway. That's, fuck.
That's a real monsoon experience Airbnb.
Yeah, the wildlife, that's extra. I bet.
And-
Oh,
and
so I
if-
was thinking this a second ago about I don't know, unrelated, poor building skill regulations, codes not enforced. Nobody took into effect. Maybe the building shifts or whatever. But hey, what about that disaster out in near Miami where all the rich people pancaked down and killed
Surfside.
labradoodles and fucking toy poodles? There are 124 people missing. That's 129 labradoodles. And they're not missing. It's that interim where people, their relatives are going, God, I hope Granny's shows up in the rubble, but let's use your credit card for the week. Times 100. If everybody in Florida is there because they're committed fraud against other people, so yeah, one way or another. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up, man.
Wild.
And the craziest thing is that now, because there are so many cameras, you just have to wait, and eventually you'll find the footage of it. Somebody's got footage. Some security camera somewhere was on, and they caught it. And the footage of that thing falling crazy.
If the lab or the mudslide was like the Capitol rioters, they would have taken footage of themselves sliding down and breaking into the houses and shit. You dumb motherfuckers. That's just every time I see another fucking angle of that fucking woo, we're gonna take. It's like taking over Denny's. Who gives a fuck? You took over a fucking public space. Get over yourselves. Anyway.
Yeah, you took over a place that was open
so
to the
far,
public.
Andy,
I know. Yeah.
we popped down to Miami for a second. We're back up.
It's all in my head. It's connected in the. That last one may be stretching it, but the other ones are just climate disasters. The building collapsed because it was built on limestone, and they've got, you know what? How about I give you some cocaine and we fuck some broads, and you look the other way on this regulation. And if you ever been to Fort Lauderdale, you try to find the beach, and it's blocked by high tower of fucking, it's like I had no idea Fort Lauderdale was like the skyline of Manhattan, blocking every fucking angle.
Phalanx of high rises.
Yeah, and I'm from Oregon. If somebody stopped you from going to the beach, you just roll them into the turf or the surf. I mean, fuck it, out of the way. There in Florida, you got to walk down, and then you get down there, and there's like 4 or 5 wrinkled up Jewish people on a thing, fucking nearly dead in their chairs, and then that's fucking they're the ones blocking it. So when a high rise in Miami pancakes down on people, it's no worse than COVID. You get a little sick.
Now the public has a nice view of the water, like should have been to start with.
Temporarily.
You little prick. Get out of here, B. We're not ready for that yet. That's 5 more episodes in the future, bro.
Oh fuck! It looks like your weed's growing pretty good, Andy.
That's the one I got as a clone, and the rest of them are seed, and there's just a legal amount, or probably less legal amount.
What's the difference?
I don't know, 18.
Said one's the clone and the other one, like, what is that?
I can't help it. This one's a clone, and the rest are copycats.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I got as a more mature, but some of the ones behind this canopy are, that's what I got. That's what finances canopy. It's just the anticipation of harvest and having a spot to do it. I ain't gonna drag all that weed up in my Airbnb like some hippie. Fucking, hey man, we do want your shoes off.
Rented?
Yeah, where there's
hey, don't open that door, all right?
There's a physician.
What, this door has an orange extension cord going underneath it? Am I supposed to put it there?
This is the Airbnb annex and Studio 1.26. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to harvesting this bitch.
Hey, Andy, is it cooling down out there?
It's just a slow decline in lifestyle. We'll have a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks more of 90-degree weather where we never really got into the 90s that much, and capped by record-setting fucking Death Valley numbers. And then the fire season kicks in. So yeah, it's going pretty good. That's why I have one plan. I could, hire some people to help me drag it down the hill. there's a fire. Like, well, let's at least rescue this one. We're gonna want to get high while we dig through the rubble of our possessions. Mr. Squishles, he's dead.
You do have a lot of brush there.
Well, I'm on a sweeping hillside, so I look at the fireworks dealers as terrorists now. Like, motherfucker, it's like if I were waving my dick around and you were trying to take your kids to school. Like, don't do that shit. I'm up in the hills, and if somebody gets careless up there and the wind's right, I could have just minutes to grab 2 of my cats and beat it, and then I call up. Oh, did I leave you? Oh, shit.
Did you leave someone out there?
Oh, my dog. Yeah.
Hold on. There's another person who kind of depends on you for a little bit.
That's the thing with dependents. They're only good at tax time. I don't pay taxes. Come on.
Well, I moved away from fire season, but I can tell you that in Austin, Texas, the weather sucks.
Yeah. I was going to say, you look more and
it
more like
rains
American
every
Psycho.
day. It rains every day, and it's also 100 degrees. It's either 100 degrees and really humid, or it's raining.
That's what Matthew McConaughey's whole look is. His face got baked while it was still handsome.
Yeah,
it's got all lean.
Is that why his hair always looks wet?
It must be. I never realized.
He has self-hydrating hair. If he didn't, it would dry. Erickson's doing the same thing now. So yeah,
No, we're not.
Erickson, you got to stay out in the sun for like a week straight while you're still handsome and have your face baked handsome, like George Clooney, Matthew McConaughey, and Adam West back in the day.
Get a nice leather face going.
I don't know about Adam West, but he cut a dashing figure when he did the Batusi.
Yeah, but his face was covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's a weird one to pick in the list of good-looking.
I was trying to throw in another Batman, and then I didn't. I know Val Kilmer's face should have been baked about 2 years ago or 10 years ago.
Well, he's
a little wider. He's still a handsome man, but his face is wider.
Who's the best-looking Batman?
Adam West in the day.
Adam West was like, natural, like no fake titties on that guy. He didn't put a plate over his belly.
Who all played Batman?
Well, Ben Affleck, we can take off the list. If you choose Michael Keaton, I'd go with Michael Keaton because the overall package. No, let's put it this way. If you had to have sex with one of the Batman, and that's knowing Clooney's right there in the wing, but I just think I'd have more to talk to Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
If you had to, if you were going to be...
Adam West is a dashing guy, man.
All right, if you go back that far, but he wasn't even in Batman. Well, you got to go with the Batman years.
So,
George Clooney
so would you say there's a difference between the best-looking Batman and the most fuckable Batman?
I'd say
George if you're Clooney fucking Batman, you go Keaton.
I'm just saying, if you want to fucking hang out and shit, because it'd be a more fun relationship. Clooney would be all, Clooney's more handsome.
Fun.
Yeah.
What if there was no pillow talk, just a blow and go? What Batman would you fuck then, eh?
Blow and go, I'd go Val Kilmer for the life experience. Yeah, you wouldn't want a glory hole with Ben Affleck. He'd just cry. Yeah, I can see your panties. Let's get to sucking there, Ben. I don't know. I don't know why I assume I would be Joker in the glory hole, Bully and Batman.
I'm not even sure I can think of all the Batmans.
There's a lot because there's other
there were 2 other
the big blockbusters. There's obviously Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale. That's what.
Christian Bale.
Yeah,
he'd be too, and
then Ben Affleck.
He'd be,
Adam West.
that would be some
Adam
intense
West.
Batman sex.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
you're definitely going to be the bottom if
you think
there'd be some teeth with Christian Bale just to see where your pain threshold was.
Which Batman did you picture you were topping?
I thought Batman was fucking.
I'd like for there to be at least. I would like to maybe do a little switch around,
A little give and take.
Good luck.
That's why I think, I don't know.
Robin will tell you how hard it is to get Batman to switch around.
Yeah. Hey, why can't I have a turn? I'm Batman.
I'll bet you Adam West will let you take a shot.
Right, and wasn't there a thing recently, just like a few weeks ago, where DC or somebody asked the cease and desist on Batman eating pussy?
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Anyone know what I'm talking about? April does.
Yeah.
April, the contest winner.
Yeah, well,
Oh, by the way,
they cut out a scene from, was it Batgirl? Or something like that, where Batgirl was gonna get her pussy eaten, and they didn't want to show that.
Yeah,
they didn't want to imply that Batgirl would enjoy herself.
Which if you were a woman and which Batman you'd want to eat you out, Michael Keaton all day.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Clooney's way too
Andy.
fucking chin intensive. I mean, if you want a chin fuck and some licks, you go with Clooney. Christian Bale would just choke.
What about Val Kilmer, man? Val Kilmer can just jam that bulbous head down there and just kind of roll it around. He's got that
current day Val Kilmer's too busy eating hamburgers.
He's got a thyroid problem.
Okay,
man.
all right, then. I'm sorry, Val Kilmer, for Val Kilmer related industries.
One time, didn't Val Kilmer eat throat cancer for eating pussy? I thought this all comes full circle.
That was Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Which
what did Val Kilmer get throat cancer from?
I think he had thyroid cancer.
He was eating pussy too.
Isn't that in your throat?
Maybe. I don't even know, and I might be wrong anyway. I was wrong about everything last week.
I almost said when me and Doug were living together in Venice, but and then or like living, it sounded weird. But then also I was just freeloading. But when we were out in Venice beach area, there was a van parked across the street, and a woman had blue taped on the side of her van, "Val Kilmer is the father of our love child. Please help me find him." Fuck, man. You get back on the earth and all of a sudden...
He's got an agent.
Well, that's what yeah.
So, me and Doug went over there, and I know it was Doug. Doug offered $100 for the. He had that crazy man show throw around money, that Lifetime. Look what it's done for Rogan. That man show. Like Rogan took that man show money and he bought gold. And he turned
Bitcoin.
that into more gold.
Bitcoin.
And then more gold. But yeah, so I'm sorry Val Kilmer has a thyroid. My mom had a thyroid, and I'll probably have one. And I hope I get fatter looking, but I hope my face is baked handsome. I'm past that.
Wait, did you just say baked ham some?
Whatever.
Some baked ham. Wait a minute. I know we're all fucking medically ignorant and otherwise ignorant in this thing, but doesn't everybody have a thyroid? And so you would have like a problem with your thyroid.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a thyroid. You already have a thyroid.
Yes, it's thyroid cancer is what he had.
Man,
yeah.
I think my mom would come home and she would butcher whatever she heard, like, immaculate degenerative. Like, no, I don't think that's what they call that, Mom. It's where your eye is. Yeah, like she would just, that's how I didn't know.
She had macular degeneration, and she called it immaculate.
Yeah, she was just like medically ignorant. My mom was like a home health nurse by God's awful design plan for my family. God, he was just sitting there one day going, "Man, I don't have nothing to do," and he was like, "I'm going to take Bill's legs from him and drag him around, and then I'm going to make Dory his nurse, and then I'm going to put all these kids in the middle of it." Like that's the way they all became fucked up bunch.
Val Kilmer did have throat cancer.
Yeah.
Throat cancer.
Yeah. He was a lunger in Deadwood.
Yes, he was.
Tombstone. Or no, in Tombstone.
And a Huckleberry.
Yeah. He was great in that. He was better than Johnny Depp would have been in that same handsome face role that Val Kilmer was. Val Kilmer and Johnny Depp were the same level of handsome back in the day. And fucking life will kick you down. Look at my brother Larry. He was a smooth motherfucker, and now he looks like the fucking Cheetos he jams in his head all the time. But he adventured when he adventured, and maybe this is our last adventure as the Andrist boys. This is a fucking announcement. The Andrist boys are getting together in a like a roadhouse kind of fist fighting people. We're getting together at the Tracktown Pizza on July 23rd. Larry's coming up, and we're all going to meet. I didn't want him at my place, so I come out publicly if it's within 30 miles. Have you heard my new release? No, I can't just give it to everybody like everybody else does. Fuck that. I could use the money. I need a bike. It's $10, Larry. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get some farewell. Well, I don't know. Larry could, hey, as they used to say, Larry could outlive us all. But I'm starting to see an end to the rainbow there.
So who's all going to be at the pizza reunion?
Well,
all of it, all of your brothers.
Yeah.
Franklin Boulevard.
Yeah, Big Head, Little Mean, Dave, and I don't really, as much as me and Jeff are. I don't know. I mean, he's not my favorite human, but if he's a podcast or a Patreon subscriber, fuck you, Jeff. Anyway, I doubt you are because you're too weird. You're not in the good way. Speaking of not weird in a good way, as I made a harmless comment to our friend and traveling comic troubadour, Mishka Shabali. He apparently went through a breakup of sorts, and he posted a "woe is me" kind of Hallmark card to himself on the Twitter, and and some lady wrote, "Buck up, man." I'm gonna paraphrase. Buck up, man. That's life. And then he was like, "That's not the uplifting message I was hoping for." And then I wrote, "You're lucky I deleted what I wrote." And then he sent me a note that said, "Hey man, love you and all, but just can't deal with a friend trolling me," which isn't trolling when you do it under a different name.
Yeah,
right. My name was right above it, and what I deleted was way worse. I had something up, and I was like, and I was gonna tweet, "Oh yeah, it's a shame they grow up fast these days."
Yeah.
And but anyway, so then I saw that he was still following me, even though I had my Ralph's card or whatever, with my privilege with my driver's license was taken away. So I can't see and comment on his shit if he wants to do a nude with a flamingo over his junk to send the world a message that he's free and available or whatever. But I mean, I feel bad because I've never had my card revoked publicly like that, or where they let me know they're blocking me from commenting. And say, I applaud his bravery.
I got almost the exact same text message when he blocked me from Twitter. So
well, let's do a support group of people who've been blocked by social justice warrior and professional man-child.
I feel cheated because I found out I was blocked when Andy tweeted that he was blocked. Yeah. And I never got any sort of message.
Oh, you don't even know why you were blocked.
Well, I mean, I was mean to him a couple weeks ago.
Erickson, about the true.
You might have blocked me a couple.
Send me messages, and then I'll type them in as if they're from me, because I'm still not blocked.
Where's the true? What's that line in the Rolling Stones song about the troubadours that didn't make their way to somewhere?
Sympathy for the devil.
Yeah, sympathy for the devil.
Troubadours lost on their way to Bombay.
Yeah. Let's send him to Bombay, and we'll get over this thing. There's young women out there haven't heard your songs. Anyway, I don't know if I'm handling the too much dickishness. I've just never been blocked by a man like you. In middle school, this happened to me multiple times in middle school, where the cool kids I got cut. Like I got cut on a few sports teams, but I got cut from the cool kids. Like you can't, like I was on a roll and somebody's feelings got hurt, and then one of the cool kids would come up and say, "You can't hang out with us." So Mishka, let's trade T-shirts and laughs, man. But here's the thing: I wasn't trolling him. I did, like I said, I was under my own name. But a lot of times I see his posts where he talks about having fun washing cars with his GF. His GF, like girlfriend, like how fucking old it does. It's like, so for him to ask me not to hang out on his Twitter page and be one of his cool kids or one of his fucking patron deniers, whatever, I'm gonna miss him. R.I.P.
I'm gonna
Mishka Twitterness. Kink.
see.
I'm not saying.
Let's see if we
say
can get a
kink.
different douchebag to follow us instead.
Well, Andy, if you got the itching, just send me a text and I'll put it on. I'll do the Twitter thing by like Cyril de Bergerac. Well, you'll tell me what to say, and I'll say it, and then I'll get blocked too, because I didn't even know I was following him. So.
Yeah.
You need to get in, because I believe Stanhope got blocked to the same. I got blocked for laughing at something Stanhope tweeted to him.
Well,
so
I won't reveal my source.
You're the last one, Chaille.
I know.
I won't reveal my source.
Let's use this.
I hear a truck backing up, and could it be at FedEx? Because they said they're delivering today. Those shoes have still not gotten here.
The shoes.
Mexico's.
Had a to-do with them, because I know it takes persistence and to keep saying person, because they're taping it for their own amusements or whatever, corporate trainings. They go to a resort and they sit there and listen to these calls that have been recorded for training purposes. And I let them have it. I got a representative, but this one guy lied to me, which I brought up with the other lady, and because she called me, and I go, well, let's just establish this. I don't want you to lie to me, because they and also they said man, it's a long story. If these shoes ever do come, I can't even get into it, man. I feel like there's so many levels of this shoe betrayal. All they got to do is deliver it. The reason it was in Tokyo was because they were shoving shit backwards, because Eugene they didn't want to say this, but we're in climate disaster here, and FedEx drivers don't have air conditioners or fans, so they drive around, and if it's 116, they ain't going to deliver. Like if it's snow and icy, where you go, all right, well, they're not making it up the hill today, but these pussies are staying home behind their fans and not delivering my shoes. None of this. I learned that from getting a haircut. That's where I learned that about why the packages aren't being delivered. But why was it in Coquille? She speculated maybe it's because it's cooler over there. So at least my shoes didn't melt.
Wait, Andy, the haircut. What do you mean?
So your
Barbers talk to people, and she goes, well, because she follows issues with Andy just from the barbershop ditching. I gotta pay you 20 every 3 weeks to get on that level. But she talked, had a FedEx
You're
driver.
in her Patreon.
Yeah, she talked to him about why it took her so long to get this thing, and then he just, let loose with company secrets, and they don't have a lot of drivers right now, and nobody wants to work because the government gave us money, and we use that for cocaine, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Some of it, yeah.
See, use some of it right now.
I wouldn't want to drive around in one of those fucking trucks without air conditioning.
No, in that brown uniform, I'd be like right away. It's like, let's ditch the hats. We're not doing those, and let's let's get a linen version of that brown shirt. Make it iconic.
Well, that's UPS. That's not FedEx.
Oh, fuck them then. Brown ain't.
Yeah, I think FedEx has like a Dickies style, like work shirt,
like a gray. Yeah,
I wouldn't know because the motherfuckers won't show up here. But yesterday, a lady called and she goes, "Well, they tried to deliver it. What apartment number?" And I go, "This is an ongoing situation. When the city designed this street and the street below it, they should have alternated numbers. But they gave us and this shitty apartment that looks like the Addams family if they all wanted to live separately." Live there. It's fucking, and it's a dead end, and ours is a dead end, and we both have 3510. So a lot of times motherfuckers are supposed to bring me something that I was hoping to get, and it'll go down there, and they're not as ethical as I am about returning packages. So when I said, did they try to deliver it? This guy, obviously not. Well, if he's in America, he's maintained his East India accent very well. And he was like, I assure you they did not try to deliver them today. When a local lady called, she just right out said that they tried to deliver them to the apartments below. And I said, I knew it. I gave that guy a 5 because I'm just trying to, grease the skids so I can get what I was ordered. God damn it. man. Do other people have this situation?
No,
where their
I've
shoes get
never
delivered?
had this issue.
Oh, and then also
Why do you have the same street number, house number,
I don't
or
know.
whatever?
Another dead end. I've lived in a lot of dead ends, and I've stayed in a lot of dead ends longer
But
than I
it's
need.
not the same street name.
Yeah, Baxter. I lived on South Baxter, and
So
that's
you
on
live,
North
your
Baxter.
address on Baxter Street has got the same number on
Yeah,
Baxter Street
I would
as an
guess there's
apartment.
only like 30 homes in total on Baxter Street, and I'm not even sure where that thing. It must be up on the corner by that coffee shop that we went to before my nephew got incarcerated.
This is really this is eye-opening in this whole
Yeah.
sphere
But
of,
it still makes
of
no
package
sense.
delivery.
Oh, but then they went from Coquille. Then they finally got moving. I was like calling down there. And it's like I wanted somebody in the Coquille. Well, it's just a drop-off site, and there's no. Well, my shoes are there. They're somewhere in a holding pattern down there. So who do you think that would be? And then their phone services. I mean, I don't know their customer service. They want you to judge them each time. So you're like, well, if I judge this guy like how it went, like I didn't get any answers. Nothing got solved here. So it's a 0 or less than what you want. But I give them a 5 because I figure they might listen in, and if they hear whoop or beep, they'll know I fucked them.
Oh, you rated him a 5. I thought you handed a $5.
I gave him even though
I
all
was
of the
wondering how he gave him a $5 bill over the phone, Chaille.
Well, if you hold the 5, I don't know. Back in the day, one made a shorter beep and the other one made a longer beep. I'm tired of all this shit.
So where are the shoes?
This is the 3rd day in a row where they said they're on the truck in the morning, and then they just ride around town. I guess all the guilt of what happened in Coquille, It's like don't go ordering retro shoes and my hairdresser pointed this out. She goes, your shoes went back to the future, or like that. It's like, wow, that's actually like I ordered shoes that were 1969 shoes designed, and then I had them in the 80s, like 1979, 80. And boy, did I pay a psychic price for some of those, but they were worth it. They were worth all the awkwardness, Mr. Spleen. The Tiger Asics were great. But I order them, and then they go back to the street where I lived in 1984 or up till 84. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? So I knew that those were good mushrooms. I just didn't realize they would linger for a week and a half and involve UPS. And yeah. So they'll be here, and they won't.
They're good-looking shoes, Andy. I got to tell you, if they weren't so expensive, I would have bought them for you. But
when you see those on my feet, I'll be winging it comedy again. I'm not doing comedy until those shoes come, and I ordered them and paid for them. So I asked the guy, I go, I've lost confidence with your company to deliver this product, these shoes to me. And I said, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I was going to ask you that, Andy. Did you contact the company that sold them to you?
Oh no, but I would have to get them for the company just to hold them in a location, and I could drive to them. But
you might end up getting 2 pairs of shoes.
No,
you complain to the company and saying, "Hey, where's my shoes?"
Yeah.
Don't tell them that it's held up in Coquille.
I'm losing my senses these days. It's like it took me a minute to think of, James, just give me your vaccine card because I fucking forgot mine. Like it took me 2 minutes or so. I'm like, oh man, and I'm giving too many verbal. Like I'm gonna, instead of knowing that going in or whatever, and like if you had to take a UA test or whatever, you could go, okay, I can't do any drugs or alcohol through the duration of this UA test, and then it occurs to you about 3/4 or halfway through, you go, wait a minute, if I just freeze urine and sneak it in there, like nobody's supervising this shit, or whatever, you go loophole, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna pee a bunch of times and freeze it, and go about my day like a motherfucker. I'm just saying that could happen, and you go kick yourself.
Hypothetically.
Not if they take the temperature of the urine sample.
Yeah, they take the temperature of it when they test
usually it's on the side of the cup.
That's why if that situation happened in the real world, you just grab several of those containers that you use on that day, and then you heat it at home at your own leisure, dump it in there at 90, and then it reads on the thermometer, and then you take it in.
I'll tell you, Andy, right now, I've done it before with real pee. Put it in, once you heat it up, put it in an unlubricated condom, tie a knot in it, tuck it up under your balls, like in your tank and in your underwear. It'll hold it up, and it'll keep it body. It'll keep it perfect.
Later in life, you had a situation up there. So what I heard is you. Oh, hang. So you got it. It's right there. Our guest is checking in. So.
Nice.
Mid sentence about sometimes
Good.
Get him on the podcast.
You don't want to.
Yeah. Well, charge them extra if they got to watch some of the podcast.
I know.
That's an extra
well, we do have a guest here. Because once my willy-nilly mailbox was set up, sometimes people send donations and shit, and I appreciate all of them, and I squandered on whatever, bribing officials with donuts if you have to. You do what you got to do, but man, I do wish some shoes would show up. That's who I thought it was. Somebody came up and I was like, here they are. I don't have a note to say go on up the stairs, but I do have a note at the door that they deliver them whether I'm there or not. Signed by me, a reasonable man. Oh, so anyway, I lost out there, but
so
when
Andy,
I got donations, I put them in a hat. I got some envelopes, and I weighed them and stuff to go well. And then I didn't want to it's amount of donation because they all matter. I'm like Jimmy Swaggart. I'll take everything you got in little increments.
You're a man of God.
Yeah, Jimmy, stuff them envelopes and keep the thoughts coming because I don't want the Lord to drag me up there to the hanging tree. But so I chose out one, and she's here tonight.
Did you say, Andy? Did you say you don't want the Lord to hang?
Well, that's what Jimmy Swaggart was always. Jimmy Swaggart would always the Lord's going to call him home unless he got a bunch of donations. And my grandma used to donate to him, and then till I figured out that was what was going on, because I was her mail guy. So I've done the gig of willy-nilly or whatever, but in the willy-nilly mailbox, I got a letter from April, April Snowden, Looney on Twitter, and she is, hang on.
April.
That's fucking great. That makes me so happy.
As part of that prize package, you get to bring me drugs. You get to help me set up the new tent. Because she didn't read directions neither. Because I was like, she was like, do you have directions? I was like, I hope it doesn't come to that. It's like one of them things you just keep pushing and jamming up in there, and it's if it isn't self-explanatory, then fuck it.
Right.
And I found.
IKEA begs to differ.
Yeah, right. I know.
That's Andy's motto. If it isn't self-explanatory, it isn't worth doing.
Right.
Yes, that's another one.
You get a tent like that, all you got to do is keep pushing it and cranking on it until it clicks into place.
I went to every fucking town or every store in town looking for a tent that would fit in here for our VIP donations to the Issues with Andy show treatment center and rehab. Donate your clean urine over there.
Right next to the freezer.
Make sure you stop by the piss bucket on your way over.
I made some promises.
All donations appreciated.
I made promises to the state. And I made promises to a lot of people. That's all I got to say about that right now. Lieutenant Dan's waving me off. He's my legal.
Well, I'm bummed that April can't hear because you're obviously.
I know. I early on when I was having trouble with my headphones, it was coming through the stereo or the computer just fine, but I didn't think you could hear me. So.
Well, if you unplugged it right now, she'd be able to hear it. But don't mess with it. I'm sorry I said anything. I'm sorry.
As part of the package, she gets to appear in a future yet to be decided by her Hollywood or New York producer. Where is she at these days? But I think she's out in LA. But she's gonna get another VIP package at one of your homes very soon.
I
Who
get
could it be?
After she fills sandbags, and because just because it's really hot and dry doesn't mean the mudslides ain't coming. And as part of the Issues with Andy paid prize package. Yeah. Good. You're a dentured slave like that Indiana Jones Temple of Doom movie.
It's kind of like Habit for Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
You work, you go there.
Yeah, like I'm Jimmy
working
Carter.
person.
I'm Jimmy Carter, and she's just here to, support a former president with skin cancer on his head. And it's gonna happen to all of us, Jimmy. Hey, welcome to Comedy World's fucking welcomes Bill Cosby back. Unjudgmental. Hey, man, we've all dosed the chick, had her pass out, and done it thousands of times, or even one. Shame on you, Bill. Did you notice how healthy he got? Like when they dragged him out of court, he was all senile, going, hey, hey. And then he gets out of prison and he looks like he did in '83. He's all ready. He's got all that Spanish fly money saved up. Him and Robert Culp are gonna dose up Crazy Mary. That's like Cosby show. I hope Cosby comes back, and if people allow him to be heard or whatever, I hope he does just the most callous, fucking in your face, gross, fucking aristocrats version of what he did to all them women.
That would be hilarious.
You can't go double. What is it? You can't be tried twice.
Double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah, no, like he can just do it on stage, like protected by the Fifth Amendment. Not guilty should be the tour, and he's just like, and then that's when you get them putting pops up in their anus. Ooh, like you fucking old motherfucker. He was doing that shit back in the day, back with, he was going to the Playboy Mansion and doing that shit when he was fucking cutting a fucking youthful rug. And he was like, I like bitches, but I don't like the talking. All that question.
Cosby has been drugging and raping women for so long that when he started doing it, it was the kind of thing that most people didn't really even consider rape.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you just passed out at some guy's house? Well, that's the way it goes. You got to know better than that.
He's wearing a fishbowl.
The rapist host isn't entertaining a lot of guests that day. It's like, oh, fuck, man. Yeah, no, you gave me the drink. I know what Crazy Mary. Here goes another Crazy Mary. Sends his fucking strong men to put him in a cab or something. And it'd be better if that's the guy who should write a book. All the fucking women that guy intimidated and fucking threatened and legal talk to. Like, if you come at Mr. Cosby, he'll fucking destroy your career, bitch. Now get in the fucking cab and get the fuck out. Or maybe he had a gentleman who just said, here's cab fare, mate. Bill sends his regards.
Yeah, no, I think he was nice about it, right? He was like, oh, no,
Yeah, like Michael Jackson.
You were a little drunk, and I took care of you.
Michael Jackson used to send the family on vacation so he could have sleepovers. That's where that sound come from. He wasn't making music. That's the fucking glee coming out of his child rapist heart. Yeah. And they would always be like little fucking already into him. Like, true man. Was Michael Jackson the original sad troubadour? It's like,
I think he was.
Yeah.
Here's the picture of his release.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's already hawking for a t-shirt.
What's the
green fees?
What even is that shirt?
Damn it, I can't see
He
Chaille.
looks like a golf club place, so he's probably getting private membership to wear the t-shirt online. It's like, people don't want to come and play with the rapist. Well, actually, a lot of people do. They're called Republicans. They want to figure out how you got away with it for so long and maybe teach a seminar to other would-be rapists like Matt Gaetz and these newbies who just fucking go after children in plain view. It's like, Bill had a certain class. He got women who are fucking 18.
He'd wine them and dine them first. He'd hang out with them for a while, bring them back to the house.
Yeah, he still offered help afterwards. It's like, yeah, or maybe not. I don't know. I hope that's his next book. I really do. Cosby, be honest with you.
How I did it.
Pull your own pants up, motherfucker. Pull your own damn pants up, bro. Practice what you preach and come clean with it. I would go listen to him 2 or 3 hours, just like I watch the movie Happiness, or I watch Jeffrey Dahmer movies or End of the World scenarios. I want to see the fucking face of darkness, admit it. And I don't mean it that way. If he was a lighter skinned or a white man, it's the same fucking darkness. It's the kind of darkness.
It'll be interesting to see what he does. And, he was only charged with the one rape. So he could be charged with other crimes.
Yeah, it's
That
like
that
you
wouldn't
know,
violate the double
well,
jeopardy, but
it's
he
like
won't be probably.
it's like what's society going to do to go, all right, dude, you can assimilate, but I didn't watch it with the volume on for the most part, but I did. Who wasn't interested in all the cross section of women that Cosby raped when they had him on that one TV show, and there's like 30 women, and
Yeah,
I was like, he didn't. He was like, the one thing he seemed to
he wasn't
prefer was white
racist.
women. Yeah, he wasn't racist, but he was predominantly into the white chicks. But but it's just like a cross section. It's opportunity with that guy. It was opportunity and adoration and the ability to make it happen with like a team of people to go, oh yeah, Bill, that this she might be great for your show. He probably did a bunch of them who still have decent careers that haven't said shit about it.
Uh-huh. The real irony with Cosby is that after he was done raping, he had to pull their pants up.
Mm-hmm. And then go, it's like when you're drugged up or whatever, and you're trying to get to your feet. If people fuck with you and shit, it's not cool. And Cosby, not only did he overdose people or dose them against their knowledge, but then he also fucked with people who were tripping, and that ain't cool. You gotta, whatever he said.
Yeah, that is kind of shitty,
Maybe
man.
he
That's
did
a
a little
party
mush
foul.
mouth. He probably did mush mouth. Can't you understand me? I'm working on a character. Like fuck, man. He's
That's where he got the character from.
when I go to the front lines for Black Lives Matters, it ain't thinking about Cosby. It's in spite of Cosby. But fuck him. Yeah. Anyway, he's back, and I'll golf with him. If he sends money to issues with Andy Box, the willy-nilly mailbox.
Maybe, maybe
it's a
maybe
random
he could
draw.
pop in.
I mean, if I drew Bill Cosby, people would go, "Oh fuck, that is random," because he wouldn't want Bill there. But it'd be a nice donation or something like April Snowden. Maybe related to the other Snowden. Maybe there's some patriots sending their money up to Canada to help out the cause here, which is getting integrity in these plants.
Chaille, do you have a guest in your studio?
I have a couple people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got an audience.
So.
Wow. Is
Bingo
that?
Bingaman.
It is. Oh my God.
Buddy.
I got a hat from your band, lady. Is it the whole band?
It's Tarek.
Oh man, yeah.
What's up, man? Hey man, how are you?
I can't access it because I'm in an outdoor annex. But my
It's
vodka
Juice Box
spot.
live on Issues with Andy.
Yeah, welcome. This is a special canopy tent edition. And look at Bingo, I'm growing some self-help.
Oh,
Yeah. When people talk about getting grounded or triggers that make you want to use drugs, and then they talk about getting grounded, and then when you get grounded is you step off of your anger ledge and you calm down and you find a place or whatever, and that's what I call getting stoned. So it's like, wait, man, I can't even be having this conversation with you. You're talking about being grounded and not including getting stoned. So that's what I'm doing. Getting grounded and stoned in my natural habitat.